Okay, welcome in. Hello there, folks. We are getting started here. Or actually continuing on where I left off previously, where I'm working on a couple things with my D&D 3.5e conversion. So I have the hardback book. Let's see if I can find it. In fact, I might put my camera on real quick, although it's going to be, well, hold on. Let me open some windows. There we go. Okay, let me add the camera in. Video capture device. Add existing right there. Oh, it's pointed at the ceiling. There we are. Okay. Make it a little smaller. Okay, so I have to take the filter off. Where should I put it? Down here, probably. All right, it has the filter on there, so let me take the filter off. Just turn those off. Yeah. Okay. The reason I have a filter is I wonder if it still exists. Um, well, I have a green screen and I had a whole thing I was going to work on. But anyways, I have the hardback of the Player's Handbook. For those of you that know about this collector's edition version, right? So it's a legit book, and I wanted to, because Fantasy Grounds has the SRD, so we could back up. We could back out here. Hang on. So let's back out to the launcher. So if you are to, I hate this new launcher. I don't know if I'm the only one in the world that does, but I absolutely detest it. But let's say you make a new one. Jesus Christ. Campaign name, um, 3.5 E basic. And then choose a rule set here. I absolutely hate this. It's just so dumb. So I can pick it here. So I'll pick it 3.5, and then I'm going to add it. And then up here, I got to pick LAN. This is just so not intuitive. It's just garbage. Getting the text. Hold on. Are you serious right now? Okay. Anyways, LAN, you don't need a password. But anyways, whoever's idea this was, it's just they think they're doing me a favor. I hate it. It's not a you will get used to it. It's not an intuitive thing. It's not set up right. And I don't like it to be, and no matter how many times you come in and you make this thing small again, like you could do all this, and shrink it. The next time you load it, let's say I left it like that. This sort of resembles a little bit the original, like a little bit. Although these colors are just crap. I said it's Hello Kitty. It's just these colors are garbage. So let's say I leave it like this, right? And then I, use the thing, whatever, close it, and then go back and do it again. Oh, you know what? It kind of stuck that time. I guess I'm gonna have to take it back. It stayed. Before it wasn't. It was going back to full screen. So maybe they actually fixed it in the latest patch. Let's see what else they have. Advanced display. Okay, advanced. Release, previous test, developer. Okay. Oh, hold on. Go back. Go back. I missed a tab. Troubleshooting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So maybe they did, but still, like, I hate this. All right. Anyways, but what I was going to show you on the basic. So if we go in here, I think I know why. Because the launcher's taken the same screen size as the game table itself, and so when you go full screen with the game table, it makes the launcher full screen. Oh no, that I was wrong about that too. Okay, good. All right. So, anyways, what I was going to say is, if you go to library and you go to modules, you see that it automatically loaded these items, and these are like the basic rules, right? So you get legal notice, you get classes, their basics, right? No warlock, for example. Feats. So you got some feats here, 3 pages of them. And the like. Races, feats, skills, equipment. So you got some equipment here. Things like that. Magic items. And then if you go over here to campaign, you have, we'll go back to items. So there's the list. Tables. I guess there isn't any. So anyway, it's really basic, and you can get by with this. And I hate that it goes back to this first tab. Like, I don't care. They're trying to sell things. They're trying to sell things on their website, so that's why they do that. All right, so I'm going to go to, and it doesn't put them in order here of what you've last used. So the last time I did tests, so it puts it there, right? But before that I had the player's handbook, which is down here now. So it's not even in recent list chronologically. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back in and we'll get some work done. Oh, and I got to order some stuff on Amazon really quick, because I need pencils. So give me real quick, because my wife just texted me and said she couldn't find what I wanted. I see you, Charles. Leave the guy alone. My dog is mad because there's somebody in the backyard. Leave him alone. Oh, you know what? This right here. See, it's still Friday though, because this Prime deal that they have going on. But I think actually this might be okay. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's got color stuff too. Yeah. I'm going to buy this. Add to cart. Or actually just buy it now. I'll get it Friday. which sucks because I wanted it before that. Let's see here. Fastest is Friday. Yeah. All right. Well, order placed. Okay. All right. So, um, yeah. So I mean, I have the same thing here. Like tables. This time I actually have tables. See all the tables I have. Items. We have all the items. Got 6 pages of items here because I only have the player's handbook loaded here as a campaign and that kind of a thing. So get player's handbook, monster manual, dungeon master guide. Okay. And so what I was doing is I was going through, starting with the introduction and doing uh, images and those kinds of things. So you guys are going to hang out while I work on this. All right. So we have here my my introduction here. Got the player's handbook cover that I made. The D&D game. Everything's looking good. All the art was done by ChatGPT. All these things are linked to different areas of the book. Tables are linked. Chapters. So I was using not Claude. I'm gonna unload Claude. I was using Codex. I think I might have to update it though. Sorry if I yawned and got you to yawn. All right, so what should we work? Hang on. What should we work on in Fantasy Grounds? Visual Studio, Anti-Gravity. Oh, you could put stuff. You could send stuff to Anti-Gravity's IDE, huh? That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, a Codex is coming along really, and I have some rate limits available. But Codex is coming along, it's my new favorite. So okay, so we have here. I can't fight. I haven't figured out yet how to get it to sort by date. Um, let me see. Dark theme. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just go back. But anyways, you have to kind of look. One day, logo video, 20 hours, create image converter folder. It's something different. $14 hours, create. Yeah, that's where I was. Now it's got to load all up. You can see up here it's spinning. There we go. So that's where I left off. And because it knows exactly where to put it, if you go to assets and pull it up, go back to campaign, I'm in chapter 2 races, it's putting them in here. So that's where I was. So we're going to go back to chapter 2. See, all this stuff is done. The abilities, strength. You have all these things you can you click on and read about them. The tables. Tables are also printed. Dexterity. Constitution. Or, yeah. Constitution's a concentration's a constitution. More stuff. Intellect. wisdom, charisma. Clerics and paladins use charisma when attempting to turn or rebuke undead. The ability to channel divine power against zombies, skeletons, vampires, and other undead creatures depends not only upon faith, but also upon the strength of the character's presence and conviction. So you have links to each of those character classes, more about bards and charisma, sorcerers and charisma. So there you have it. Okay. Example of generating and assigning ability scores. So the other thing that I've been working on is a website version of this. So if we go here, that was chapter 1, abilities. Example of generating and assigning ability scores. You can see that I have this here on the website, and I don't mind that. So if I unlock it here, we have the ability to add an image, and then we can drag the image block up here to create an image socket. And then on assets, we're going to come back here. We're going to go back to chapter 1, abilities, and it's this one right here. I click on create map record. This way I can drag this in there and it becomes shareable like this. I'm going to pull this menu down by clicking the toolbar, and then I'm going to do click the zoom to fit so that it always does that, and then I'm going to lock it because it's not a map, so I don't need to like draw, line of sight stuff or anything. And that then makes it so when I stretch it, but also it's easier to share it with people as well. So I take this and I take the little drag record link and I drag it here, and I can lock this back up again. Okay. And gaining ability scores. So that was here. Changing ability scores. Okay, we got that already. That's good. See? So the website is one I'm working on. This is local, and it starts with a batch file. It starts a server, Python server, and the server creates a web server, right? And then I have all the JavaScript and HTML and everything running on it. Rule sets, if I go here, I have this nice little front page. This is animated. If you look really carefully, you can see it's moving around. The same with the 5e version. I made the art in Grok Art, and then I took it into Kling and did a seamlessly looping video that was saved as MP4. I then pulled it into Adobe Premiere, removed the background on it, and then I made a move, because you have to export it as a movie file with the alpha channel, animation, I think, with the alpha channel, in order to keep it with the transparent background. And then you have to move it into WebM. So then I have a converter I made that you drop it in and then it converts it to WebM. And then that's where we have right there. So if I click here, and I'll close these. So if I click here, it then does this. We have tables. So you can go through here and see all the tables. You can do index. So you have all your index stuff here. Quickly find things. And then rule sets. Oops, it goes back here. Sorry, I forgot what that does. Okay, and then it keeps opening new tabs. That's my fault. Index, reference manual. Okay, and then if let's say I didn't want this image, what I can do is click on it, and then I can drag it or drop or link to a new image. I can set its size, and then you can see over here it changed the size. And then I can select save size, and then it'll save the size. Okay. One second. My wife is coming in. She's going to undoubtedly talk to me about the art supplies that she was trying to find but couldn't. So give me one second. I'm going to mute the mic. All right. I got a drawing pad anyway, but no pencils yet. So, but it's all right. Okay, where was I? Yeah. So I'm using this kind of as a template. So the idea behind all this is, of course, reference. And when you make this the source of truth, then you can say to an AI agent, use the website as the source of truth, and then update Fantasy Grounds with that information. And you can even have it look like, for example, dwarves. And you can say, okay, when it gets to that part, take this image and extract it out from the website and move it into Fantasy Grounds. So it just makes it that much easier. So when you have, Monster Manual, um, monsters, uh, let's see, make whatever the heck a Baylor is. Uh, I mean, I need to go through and change like all of the monster art because, like, you can see where I tried to make it transparent and I failed because I was real. These are 3 o'clock in the morning things where I'm just, oh my God, I'm going through and just like copy paste or copy create new image with the clipboard, use my magic eraser thing, boom, good enough, save, go to the next. I mean, like, not even paying attention. So you can see, like, I really need to go back through and fix them all. And this honestly is just that. You open up in Photoshop, you clean it up better. But yeah, but that gives you an idea. So we have all the information about this creature, little read aloud thing here, the combat, like everything you can possibly want to know about that one. And it scrolls on down to the next one. As you can see, there's the Barb Devil. It's highlighted. Once you go down there, it highlights the Barb Devil. As you go down, it skips down to the Barghest. Barghest. And there it is right there. Some of them are actually, the art's better than others, but yeah. So it's a complete trilogy of books, and they're really nice. But I use it as the source of truth. Okay, so races, and then I was um changing ability scores, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Which one? That's right there. So let me see if I can find the same thing here, just to make sure. So that is a sidebar. Yeah, there's just that level up one up here. So we're good. Okay. Chapter 2, races. And then I was going through, choose a race. Choose a race. And then we got down to humans. Where am I at here? Races. Racial characteristics. Favorite class. Races and languages. We go into humans, human racial traits. Okay, so we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to chapter 2, and I have humans there. So there's a theme that we have going on. So let me go to the next one because dwarves I need to know which. I think it's on the right side. Yeah, right side. See how I have a side image and then the text on this side? So I think I need to start with left side for humans. So we go to humans, racial traits, left side. So you click this, see right here it says image text, image left, text right. So it puts that there and that there. And then we have to do humans. Human anatomy. Okay, create map record. Drop this down, full size, lock it, grab this, pull it down into here. Over here is the text. I'm going to take all of this text here, and I'm going to clipboard, cut, click here, Control V, and then I can delete this one that's the extra one. See, now it is perfect. See that? Lock it up. Lock it means I'm done with it. See, locked, done. Locked, done. Dwarves I had done earlier. So that's why you see that's done. This one is not done. I'm going to lock it though, because it's done. Okay. Next is elves. Got that. Done. Go down here to that. I had not locked it yet, but I am done with that. Okay. Gnomes. Gnomes. Done. And it's pretty cool art. I mean, we can look at it really quick. Ah, see that one? I didn't have this. There we go. You have to have that expand so that when you do this, it does that. Like I think, see, ChatGPT, it can do some freaking outstanding art. I think that is like 10. I don't. There's nothing I would change. I mean, I kind of, no, not even. I kind of see an error. Like if you really look, you can find an error. Her books right here. There's a book going this way, and then there's a book going this way, and then there's something going here. It looks kind of awkward, so I might have redone that, but it's not an impossible thing. So I'm not like, because it could be that the book goes like this, and then this, whatever this is something else, and you just don't know. It's kind of like if I went like this. No, sorry. If I went like this, and you said, "Oh, that's an AI hand because look, it doesn't have 5 fingers." It's like, no, but this is a real hand. So you're wrong. You're just making assumptions. So like I'm making an assumption that this is incorrect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's a thumb, right? So you see what I'm saying? Like you can, but I mean, I really like this image. I think it looks cool. So yeah, nothing to complain about. All right, and then we go down here and we have gnome anatomy. Lock it. Then we do half elves. Oh no, half orcs. Sorry, half elves up here. Sorry, I missed it. Half elves locked. That's pretty much done. Half elf. Okay, here we go. Racial traits for half elves. So same thing. We have to unlock it. I'm gonna. Oh, what was the previous? Dang it. Previous. Oh, half gnome. Gnome is on right. Or yeah, on right. Half elves has to be on left. So I need this one. Okay. Then we just take all of this. Clipboard, cut, click here, paste, delete this. Half elves anatomy here. Create map record. Drop this down. Lock it. Drop it down here. There you go. Lock it up. Half orcs. Half orcs. Got it. Half orc racial. It's going to be image on the right this time. This one. Half orc is here. Create map record. I can't say that. Create map record. How hard is that to say? I don't know. But apparently it's impossible for me to say. Clipboard, cut, paste, delete, lock it up. Next. Halflings. Halfling racial traits. Unlock. That's going to be a left. Halfling anatomy. Clipboard. Cut. Enter text. Control V. Delete the previous. Do that. Small characters. It's a little sidebar thing. Little links to some things about it. Lock it up. Okay. Now we're in chapter 3, the classes. So I can now say that chapter 1 and 2 is done. Now what I do is I go back to here and I say the following. Ready to move on to chapter 3 now. Can you list out the things we have been doing so far regarding formatting, information, tables, images, items, etc.? I want to make sure we are on the same page, no pun intended. Also, paragraph, style, and formatting things. What is your source of truth? And how are you adapting it for FGO? Okay. While it's doing that, I'm going to go heat up my coffee, which is getting kind of warm. I can't believe it was already summer. Okay, Reconnecting to thinking. Still going, huh? Well, I don't see that there's an update or anything. I don't have any other AIs running. Just Codex. Codex, Discord. I can close Discord. Yeah, that's it. That's all I needed. Why is it taking so much time to reconnect? What is going on here? Is it down? Is Codex down right now? Because if it is, then that's gonna suck. Oops. What the heck happened there? See, it's like, what is going on here? See, 5 of 5 trying to reconnect. See? Something wrong with it. So let's close it. Try again. Says no reports of trouble. Okay, that said thinking that time. But see, it's just ready, it says. Okay, let's go back and try that thing before then. Copy that. Paste it in there. Try again. See if it has a problem again. All right. Then I don't need this. We could close that. And don't need that right now. I'm going to move this over here. All right, where did I say I left? Oh, chapter 3. Yeah. Chapter 3, classes. Choose your path. Warrior, barbarian, rogue, ranger, paladin, cleric, wizard, sorcerer, with the option of warlock on my with my supplement. It still says thinking over there. What is going on with Codex? It was working brilliantly all night. Well, not all night, but like all day yesterday until late at night. See, it's doing the reconnecting thing. Okay. Let me then investigate to see files created. Okay. Oh, so it's not even the right one anyway. Okay, hang on. Let's see if it'll wake up. Yeah, this one's doing fine. I think what it was is I was asking it questions about that's what it is. I was asking it questions about about this, but it's not sharing memory, so it doesn't know, and all it knows is it's been making images. So it was just a bonehead move on my part. Man. Okay. I don't know. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Chapter 2 has real issues, mostly image record mismatches. Okay, so let's go. Hang on. Assets. Oh no, images. Images. Ah, okay. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Oh, I mean. So it sees these as uncategorized. They need to be in the groups. So I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Am I okay? Yeah. So if you drop this down, you see that there's a 3.5e player's handbook. These need to be in there. And sometimes they end up in uncategorized. So you have to take these and drop them in there. Now, hit /save, and then I'm going to exit, leave it alone. Now I can bring this back and I can say, I have moved the images into the correct category. Please retest. Also, I have closed FGU so you are clear. Okay. It cannot edit because what happens is you have Fantasy Grounds open, so everything about it that you're doing is in memory. It's in cache. So then when you go to close it, it takes all of that and goes boom and puts it into the file as an update. So every time you close Fantasy Grounds, it updates. That's so you don't lose your stuff. So if you're doing like let's say you do an elaborate map and you have everything done and then you close it. You're like, oh, I forgot to save. Well, it's saved automatically. No worries. So if it's open and then AI goes in and does a bunch of editing and then you close it, it deletes all their editing and puts what you already had back in its place. So then it undoes everything that it did. So you have to have it closed. Okay. Okay. So chapter 2 page image links are now valid, and every chapter 2 page image target exists with its bitmap. Yep. The remaining 2 blocker audit items are orphan image list records with stale. Okay. Backup is done. 2 blocker bitmap paths. I found 7 malformed cross-reference spots in chapter 2 dwarf elf gnome. I'm patching those so the readable sentence stays in the pros list item and the link label is just the destination record. I'm also correcting 2 stale image records, not just the reference page links. That matters because the images list itself should not contain broken records, even if the pages no longer depend on them. Fair. Fair. Yeah. So how did I do all this anyway? I guess I could show you since we're doing this. You start with you have the source book, okay? Then you get the PDF. Now there's places you can get the PDF. I think DriveThruRPG sells PDFs for like $10. Or you can just go to archive.net and get it. And I don't have any problem because when I buy books, like when I have, hardback books, like I don't feel guilty about getting a PDF from archive. Like I just don't, because like I paid for it. I paid for it twice, right? I paid for the books and I paid for it on Fantasy Grounds. I actually own the license or whatever from Fantasy Grounds where I purchased them there too. So like if you go to for the 5e, right? So I'm just going to show you because that's what I just showed you there. So I'm using that as an example. So if I go to Fantasy Grounds and it's logged in automatically and I go to my library, it shows you the things that I have purchased through Fantasy Grounds. So these are all the things that I've purchased. My internet's slow today. I wonder if my daughter's upstairs. I wonder if she's doing something. See, I have all the 2E stuff and I own all the 2E stuff back there. It's in a box. Most of the 2E stuff I have. But you can't buy 3.5 through Fantasy Grounds though. Where's my... Did I pass the 5e? Oh, 5e compatible. Okay, hold on. Did I pass the 5e book? I have a 2014 version. Did I pass it? Oh, right here. Yeah, because it didn't say. Yeah, but here you go. So the Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, Dungeon Master Guide. Right there, those 3. So I own them, hardback, digital. So I don't feel least bit guilty getting the PDF for free. I just don't. I don't care. So complain, cry, gnash your teeth. I don't care. So you get it, and I have 3.5. So I have a program that I wrote called Maelstrom. When I say I wrote, of course, I mean I said, "Hey, Claude, help me." And so what you do, and we'll use the 3. My nose started running. I don't know why. Where's my tissues? I have to go get a tissue. Is you load a PDF here, and then you can drag like an entire page like that, copy, paste it, and it does the formatting automatically. See how it does that? Introduction, D&D game. It automatically does the titles. It automatically handles italics. It automatically handles bullet points. Everything identical. And then you see the Y revision. See, it has this little square right here. It's called sidebar block. So I can highlight it all and click that button and it makes it a sidebar. And that way I could tell the AI, I say, oh, well, here's, if you see sidebars, you got to make a separate thing for that. So then when we go to the website part and I say, hey, do that, you'll see if we go through some of these pages, there'll be, let me see if I can find it. Let's see here, right there. You see where it says SB and it's like in a yellow text. So if I click that, you can see that it has the sidebar with its own unique kind of frame around it. And it's got these little separator bars in front and below. So this tells us that this is a sidebar, you see. So taking all of this, you could then, as I said, feed it back into Fantasygram. So what's the point of this? Is so you can take a book, new book, create chapters, and then like this is the player's handbook, introduction, abilities. So it's the PDF, and then you can go through here, the PDF, and then just translate it, or copy paste, and then it breaks it up quite a bit. It does pretty good job. Not perfect, but it does a pretty good job. See the tables and stuff. Now the tables, I do admit that I had to take the table. So what I would do on tables, let me see if I could find, probably Magic has tables, right? Or see, Equipment has tables, yeah. So let me go find, well, like, okay, let's see this one right here. What I would do is I would hit, because I have Windows 11. So with Windows 11, hit print screen and then draw, a clip around it. So like clipboard. And then I would take that and put it in ChatGPT and say, please turn it into a table. And then it would, and then I just paste it in. It was a little bit back and forth. I would say double check, make sure there's no errors, make sure you didn't mix up positives and negatives and superscripts and subscripts. And then it would give me back the table. And then I would put it in that thing. And then I can export it as a HTML. And when you export it as a HTML, it ends up like, let's see, like these. Exactly right. I mean, I clicked the link because I already had it open. So if you pull this up, you see that it is a formatted HTML for each chapter. So we go abilities. It keeps opening on my main browser, sorry. See, it's got all the tables in there. So it's each chapter broken up, which then you can go through every single chapter and say, here's the source, here's where we're going with it. And for example, on this one, chapter 3, I could click on it. I could do copy as path, close it. It claims okay, what do you want to do about those remaining audit items? Okay. Okay. Would you say loose images are images that exist that may be used later, but we haven't gotten that far yet? Yes, that's a fair way to think about them. Okay. Okay. So let's now crawl through chapter 3. Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. I mess up myself. Flag all problems. And let me know before you possibly break things. Remember, see, I can't talk. Ultimate goal is to make this PHP an actual what else is there? Parcels, tables, image links, NPCs, items, vehicles, etc. etc. Oh, spells, and whatever else comes up in chapter 3, if any, are correctly formatted and presented, and their raw data needed for the function of FGU is implemented correctly. You still have access to the website version of the FGU how-to for rule sets, right? And then do that, let it think. Because I'm pretty confident that the website part that I have is like polished. Like I'm happy with it as is. I don't really feel like there's a lot to do except for maybe updating some images still. Okay. Yep. Okay. We're doing one chapter at a time. Polish, 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 polish. Look for data that you need to have in the correct slots for Fantasy Grounds, in the correct group names, so that when you finally are done and you do that / export, it becomes a fully functional book ready to play. So then I can make a new campaign. I can call it Kraken's Crazy Calamities. I don't know, or Kraken's Calamities. I don't know, whatever I'm going to call it. Then I can load the 3 source books plus maybe an optional reference book for adding tieflings and warlocks, which are not part of the original trilogy. And why? Just, and then that's it. And then that's all I need. And also I have my character creation wizard that I've been working on, which is an extension. I also need to do a Sirenscape extension. I also need to do a big portraits extension. And I also want to look into an extension that deals with crit down or crit rolls, because I still prefer the 2E version where if you roll 20, it's a crit and it's double damage. It's just straightforward. But the from 3.5 and 5 that I played, you have to confirm the crit. So you roll 20, then you have to roll, I think, a hit, or you have to roll something on the next one to confirm the crit. I don't want to confirm crit. I want to be able to select it. Like if you roll a natural 20, you get the crit. It's straight out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's all about. Now, what you can do is two things simultaneously. So, I have the memory. I'm going to pull up Claude as well. And I'm going to see, do I have... Okay. All right, let's see what it does. Chapter 3 inspection. What I've not edited chapter 3 yet. What looks good? Okay, FG is closed. Chapter 3 scope reference. Okay, all chapter 3 tables records exist. Okay. Chapter 3 has 0 missing reference links. Chapter 3 has 0 missing image record bitmaps. No parcels or vehicle appear to be needed. Okay. No chapter 3 specific blockers showed in a release audit. Problems I would fix. Class records are missing. Class skills. The 3.5e rule set can fall back to hard-coded core class data, but the PHP class records themselves are incomplete. For a real FGU rule set book, each class record should display and carry its class skill list. Yes, okay. Class features records mostly lack rules text. During level up. Right now, most feature nodes are only level plus name, so the character gets an empty feature record. This is the largest functional gap. Some table links labels are ugly or misleading. Example of this, table 3.9, the fighter, also one ranger flavored enemies area appears to have an incorrect duplicate table label. Several prose references still need FGU links. Minor naming. First make a backup, add class skills to all left. Okay. Okay. I agree with your findings. Let's make sure to fix it correctly. Thank you for your hard work. Okay. All right. So while it's doing that, we can pull this over, and this is where I was working on my my character creation wizard. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to pivot, and I want to ask it about the crit thing. I don't need this sidebar. We close that. Oh, I just close it here. And then I can take this. I don't need the sidebar. I don't need the sidebar I set. What? There we go. See, this is important stuff. So I have all this information, but in actual use, this would have been a major issue. The add class skills data to 3.5 rule set expects adding missing obvious class features rows such as spellcasting and wizard bonus feats, and fill feature entries with text extracted from chapter 3 class feature pages. If I had left it alone and tried to do a game night, people have been like, hey, none of this is working. And I don't have the ability to be able to do this. I just don't. Like, I would never have known it. Okay. Totally feasible, and it's a clean idea. It belongs in its own extension, separate from yes. Oh yeah. Yes. I agree. Its own extension. I am going to probably have the following extensions for 3.5e. 1, character creation wizard. Crit And you can see here, this yellow line right here is telling me that the context on a 1 million context window is at 93%. Holy moly. Okay, this is empty. I'm going to go get some more coffee. Be back while this is working. All right. We're back. Um, okay. See, Claude does some good stuff. Although I canceled my account. I did cancel. In fact, it's probably why it's running at 94%. Oh, plan 35%. Because I thought it expired already though. Did it? Because I was pretty sure that it was canceled on the 22nd. Hang on, let me look. I don't need to pay for both. Oh, my plan ends in 6 days. Resubscribe. So, okay. Fair enough. 6 days. I have 6 days more work I can get done out of it. So while this is working on it, I can say, go ahead and move on from number 1 and work on number 2. You don't need to have FGU closed for that kind of extension. So I can work on FGU while you do that. Thank you. Okay. And then we'll just play with it. We'll put something in the combat tracker. We'll do some dice rolls. We'll see if we can get a critical and what happens. I'll just put like a dragon in there, and I'll put like whatever, and I'll just keep rolling until it does it. But if I do critical rolls, what I'll do is I will see, that's the thing, is like, do you allow your monsters to also get advantage, get those criticals? It's fair, if you get a critical, then the monster should get a critical. Some people don't like to do that. They like to think that, oh no, a player only gets to have the nice stuff. And it's like, no. Here, I'm gonna move bypass permissions. See, I get full access on here and because I don't want to. I'm not a coder, so I can't catch it doing something wrong and go, wait, stop. No, you can't do that. It's very rare that I can do that. I can sometimes, but not often. Mostly it's if I see that they completely misunderstand my prompt. So this kind of downtime, I can't really do much. So what it says here is that some of the stuff that it says was missing originally, it actually found, because in Fantasy Grounds you have those categories. So you have, I'm just going to say like items. You have items, and you have like all uncategorized, and then by a rule book because if you have a whole bunch of rule books or whatever loaded up, right? Each of those rule books has called a category, and then like monster manual would have like these NPCs, but maybe the Dungeon Master Guide has a few, and maybe the Player's Handbook has a few. So all would show all of them, right? And then, or if you want to select manually, but uncategorized, sometimes stuff gets in there. Like I just showed you earlier with the images, and when that happens, it can't find it, which is on purpose, because what happens is when you go to export from Fantasy Grounds, so you do the / export in the chat window, it will only export the things that are in the book. So you do player, like you have a category called Player's Handbook, and you're working on your Player's Handbook. Or if you're doing a module, let's say you're doing Temple of Elemental Evil, so you might have TOEE as a group. So then you're making things, and you're creating tables, and if they're not in a group called TOEE, when you go to export it, it goes, is there a group? No. Then there must not be anything, and then it moves on to the next thing. So even if you have a whole bunch of uncategorized groups, tables, parcels, NPCs, whatever, it doesn't see them. It says, oh, or maybe that's for something else. So I'm gonna ignore all that. So you have to have it in all the same group, and then export, boom, done, all set. So that is why initially it didn't see the correct group. It assumed broken things. It then goes, oh, wait, let me look in the correct group. Oh, here they all are. Oh, I was wrong. They existed to the start. And I mean, it's good that the AI is able to catch it. I found existing Fantasy Grounds Unity record links using simple paths like class ID and the class, race, item, spell records are already in the PHB group, which is what you need. The restored pages will use those same link conventions plus chapter table links, so they behave consistently with the rest of this campaign. The parcel exists in Core RPG, but the campaign currently has no parcel container at all. I'm going to first restore the missing readable pages and link them to the relevant items, spells, feats where practical. Parcel creation is a separate data model step, and I'll report that as a remaining gameplay enhancement instead of guessing. How do you pronounce that word? Schema in the middle of page repair. And this is why you go chapter by chapter. You don't just say do all of it. You say, or even if you could page by page, you just like, but some of it needs to be cross-referenced. And so I do go through and I say, if it talks about a chapter, because I already have the skeleton done, right? So you go through, if it says, please see chapter 8, you say, okay, well, link to a page on chapter 8, and then just like make a placeholder. Then we can go back. So then you go with a rough draft, and then you go, okay, well, now we have an idea of what needs to be there. Now go back from the beginning again and work your way through it and look for the natural links that need to be inserted. And so that way we can polish it all up. Because I already did a couple of characters using the player character creation wizard, and they worked fine. So I know at least functionally everything's there, or to a certain point. But what I don't know is if you choose to create a level 18 something, would everything be there? All the extra stuff that you don't get at level 1. Like, I don't know, because that's just too much. Like, that's too much testing. Like, you have to assume that some things work even if you can't test. Because I mean, I'm just one person. I cannot make every single character class at every single level testing extensively on versus a real campaign. I can't. I don't have the time to do that, which is what AI is better at. So as long as you're very precise with your prompting, only do this. Look, we're only interested in tables right now. I want you to go through chapter 1. Is there any tables? Just answer that question. Is there any tables? No. Okay, great. All right, we don't need to worry about it. Chapter 2, tables. Yes, there's 3 tables. What do they do? How do they affect a character, a player character in the game? What value do those tables provide? Where do they go in Fantasy Grounds? Here's a link to um, all the information from Fantasy Grounds from Smiteworks, how to make a rule set. Read it, understand, like read it as it pertains to this table. Does this table need to be in Fantasy Ground? Like, where does it need to go? How do you use this table? How do you format the table in Fantasy Grounds so that the rule set can use it? Those are questions you have to ask the AI to go and do. All right. Chapter 3 is ready for you to inspect. I have fixed the functional chapter 3 issues in. What changed? Added missing functional class data for all 11 classes. Added missing class feature rows where FGU class records were incomplete. Fixed chapter 3 table links, including ranger favorite enemies pointing to table 3.14 or 3-14. Added chapter links to skills, feats, equipment, spells. Fixed wizards to wizard. Restored sample paladins mounts, which was an empty placeholder. Added links to all starting package pages. Clean the dwarf fighter starting package so it no longer contains a duplicate table 3.9 or 3-9, 3-9 progression table. Removed empty chapter 3 link lists. Validation pass. No problems. Check it out. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to go back over here and read what Claude just came up with. I created crack and crit damage 3.5e with the right structure. Let me log the design plus the rule set hooks I discovered so next session can expand. Let me give it this document. Just have it read it. Now you can see I'm now on this session, I'm hitting red. So it's going to do a compact this window. So what it exists is this. So whatever the heck an MJS is, which I don't know, but it's like a broken down thing of the Fantasy Grounds stuff. So if you do this, if I click on that, I get this. And I had it make it for me. So it's basically rule set information, data files, script formats, token files, file location conventions, interface, panels, templates, layering, assets. Okay, so we get this from, let me see. This is really old. 2015. I think. No. Yeah. Okay. So extensions. So we do extensions. And then see up here the 3 dots. You can do export. Export to Word. Data files. Export to Word. So I did the developer, I think, no, I did rule sets. Oh, I want this though. Now you can just come here and do it, but you can't have AI can't read it really fast. Like it can't come to this page. You have to log in. So I can't read it fast enough. It would take me way too much time. It's designed for a developer to come in and read it while you're working. I don't think I can download everything at once. Can I? No, I don't think so. I do want to understand this though, because I do want to make some themes. Rule sets, modules, portrait, pack creation, background decal, pack creation. Yeah, I think that's really all I needed. All right, for right now. Let me bookmark this because I always forget to do that. Okay, so then I'm going to go here. I'm going to open up this. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to make a new one. And I'm going to change the folder to open folder, my iDrive, which is here, select folder, Trust Workspace. Then I'm going to go to my downloads folder. And I'm going to grab all of this. And I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to say, okay. Oh, so this one wants me to start test. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. My campaigns, player's handbook. Oh, but I have that extension too. We might as well go ahead and see if we can find it and try it. Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna make a screenshot because I'm gonna talk about this later. Because I think it should be maybe feature. Just like this is. So instead of saying type none, we can add it as a feature. Okay. There's our images. Okay, parcels. We don't have any parcels yet. Tables. We do have tables. NPCs. Do we have any? We may not have any NPCs on Player's Handbook yet. Items. We have lots of items. 6 pages of items. Images. Okay. Encounters. Do we have any random encounters yet? No. Classes. Feats. See, got it. That's what I mean. You have to have that. You have to have that category. Races. Skills. Special abilities. None. Spells. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and look the way it wanted to. So chapter 3. Now I'll use the, hold on. Claude keeps asking me, I thought I had bypass formations. Let's do bypass formations. So we have this, and I'm just going to go through chapter 3, classes. The classes. Let's see here. I have different art, but the thing is the art that I have, I'm not so sure I don't like it better, or yeah, let me see. So we're going to come here, chapter 3. So this is the one I have now. And it is, see, this thing, we haven't gotten this far yet, guys, but yeah. So this is the one I have now, and it's perfectly good. Like I don't dislike this at all. It's kind of cool actually. But I have, which one's which? Let's see, this one here with the banner. I think it's this one. So I have this one too. Like, where's Bard on that list? Warrior, Barbarian, Rogue, Ranger, Paladin, Cleric, Wizard, Sorcerer. Fighter, which is not Warrior, right? So Fighter, Ranger, Rogue, Cleric, Wizard, Sorcerer, Bard. So this one's more correct. So I think this is the one that I need. So create map record. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, oh, it's locked. So I'm just going to swap it out. And then this down here, because the file name's messed up, because it just has a generic file name. Okay, the classes. So I'm gonna leave this as the header, and then this is just gonna have text. So we can go ahead and lock this. All right, the classes. Yeah, bar. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave all this. I think this could be reworded. It's a little bit redundant. Like we have this list here. Class name abbreviations. Throughout this Fantasy Grounds Player Handbook module, class names are sometimes abbreviated as follows. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screenshot it. So I drew a box around it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to, I think we can combine the language pertaining to the abbreviations. Then where the bolded names are, have also after it. That way you can explain the and show at the same time. See, it doesn't. Okay, so it knows what I'm talking about. Just I dropped a B. There we go. All right. All right. Moving on. Multi-class character. Okay. A lot more prose here than in the original book, which is fine because that's what I told it to do. Okay. Base save abilities. I don't see anything obviously wrong. Let's see. Let's stretch this out. Make sure the word wrap is working good. Seems to be fine. Next page. Level dependent benefits. Got a table. Got a table. Table looks nice. It's got links to the actual table here. It's nice. See, all this is really nice and handy for everybody. Chapter 5 feats. Okay, we're not there yet. So next section. Scrolling down on my website. Class descriptions. Class descriptions. Again, more pros here for this. This is fine. Abilities. Got that. Got this. Perfect. Then there was supposed to be an image here. Character rolls 1 hit dice each. Right here. So there was in the original, there was an image. So I'm going to add an image and I'm going to drag it. Well, let me make this really big, see if I can shrink the amount of window I need to climb up. So I still can't reach, but well, if you just do this, I think it automatically goes to the top. There it is right there. So it's an image of a backpack. And I don't know why that the original, because if you go to Player's Handbook, Chapter 3, here's the original. We're going to go a little bit smaller so we can see the whole thing. So why is it? Oh, wait, hold on. Why am I in chapter 4? I thought why is it chapter 3? Okay. So because okay, that was just my fault. There it is. See? So class descriptions right here, and it has like this backpack image. There's Barbarian right there. So class descriptions. So if we go to the website, class descriptions is here, and then we come here, we have class descriptions. So I wonder, maybe I put it there. Maybe that's the spot. So let's delete that. I'll move it here. I'll even put it at the bottom. Bottom's probably fine. And there's the backpack right there that I had. So it's a different backpack. It's not original art. I mean, it is original art. It's not the original Player's Handbook art. It's original as in I asked ChatGPT to make it. And then this little arrow right here is to scale the image down. So you can make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to delete this text. Okay. And then we can come back up here and lock it. And then I'm back over here again, scrolling down, starting package, Barbarian. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting because I have not done this art. I have not imported this art yet, although I do have it. So it's a multi-step process here. So let me start with doing this. File Explorer, my iDrive, and then you can see here there was a folder that I made, art saved to laptop, because I do a lot where I'm sitting at my computer in my easy chair watching TV, and I'll just make art, and then it ends up on my laptop, and then I need it on this computer. So I'm going to view by big or extra large icon so I can actually see, and then we can come through here and we can start deleting stuff that, well, actually some of these memes and stuff I want to keep, so we're not going to do that. I was making I still have on my to-do list, I'm making a rule set that's like an anime inspired World of Warcraft mashup. So like this is like a tiefling, but it's really like a Draenei. You know, you know what I mean? But it's called whatever the Japanese, they have a mythology. I forgot what they're called, but it's part of their mythology, like this thing right here too. I don't know what they call them though. But yeah, I was doing some art. Okay, anyway, moving on. So I had, yeah, so here we go. We get down in here. Here's the backpack. See, the adventure pack. That's an NPC. I have some art here. Descending Darkness is what it's called. My mashup. I just haven't gotten that far. So yeah, I actually don't know if I have it on here. And I honestly, I make so much of it that I'm worried that I'm just gonna like use up all my credits when I need them. I love this kind of stuff here. I'm going to share this with you. Just because I love it so much. Where it's like a sketch, you know, where's my drawing pad that I just said, you know, like somebody's cataloging creatures that they find, you know, and so they have their parchment and they sketch it, but it's sketched in 3 dimensions. And then like they'll maybe make notes, and then like their desk is cluttered with stuff. I mean, I don't know, something about it, like this creature here. I you know, hey, our adventuring party has stumbled across this creature. Let me sketch what I know about it out. You know, it's kind of like that movie. Oh crap, I forgot what it was. It's about the kid who they live down in a bunker, and like all the insects, some satellite or something crashed on Earth, and it radioactively made all of this normal small things super big. You know what I mean? That movie. It's actually pretty fun. It's not great, but it's a fun movie. And but he has his book, right? And that's what I think of when I see stuff like this. I think of like his book, and it's really cool. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that as an aside. So I don't know. Do I have like the barbarian? Like maybe he no, it's an NPC. Oh yeah, here's the name of it. Kijin. Kijin. You guys can look it up. Here's one of those piercers. Like I just don't know if I have. Like look at the way this came out. That looks so neat. ChatGPT. It is far and away the best at making not concept art. So you take that and you take it into Grok afterwards, and you say, change the or up, smooth it out, get rid of the clutter. That's it. It's all as far as I got. Okay, so it must not be there. Let me check. Let me classes. So there's nothing here. It's empty. But I know I made the art. So that means I have to go digging through my art here, which is not going to be in the main page because I sorted this all out recently, which means it's going to be in my attempt to ChatGPT needs review. Okay. Extra large. All right, let's look for something that's obviously barbarian. More Descending Darkness stuff. I have a lot of Descending Darkness stuff. I was working on it for a while. I'm going to get back to it, but I'm wait till this rule set's done. This rule set is me learning how to do it. Yeah, like here's Barbarian, but I think this is actually probably the one that I was using originally. But it's the aspect ratio. I want it to be portrait. I mean, I could for the website it'd be fine. But then again, like maybe this was I think this is it right here. I think that's it. That's what I was going for. Like not the half work part, but just like Barbarian. So I have an app. Let me see, where can I? Yeah, I don't need this anymore, so I can reuse this folder. So I have here image converter. There we go. WebP convert GUI. I had one, so maybe let's try this one. That's the same one. Huh. Web convert bat. Convert to WebP Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay. Well, I thought I had dark mode version of it. All right, so this where did I find it? Hang on. Here, let's close. Oh, yeah, leave it up. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to start with renaming it. I'm going to call it Barbarian. I'm not even sure this is right. Oh, there's already one in this. There's already one here that has the same name. So hold on, we got to find it. Because maybe it'll be better. Oh, I see. I have these. But these are like different kinds of character. Oh, I see. I have these ones. Ah, okay. I have these black and white ones. Okay. So no, I'm gonna stick with these. These are for the character creation wizard. So I'll just have to. How did I lose it? There it is. I'm not sure I like it though. That's why I keep coming back. It's like, is that the one I want to use? And what was she supposed to be? I mean, obviously like a tiefling, but like what? And what was he supposed to be? A bandit or something? Like what was he? Just a halfling? I think just a halfling. And I see I didn't use any of these. So I think it was supposed to be half orc, not barbarian. So okay, let's just do it the hard way. No, not quotes. And then I don't mention gender, race, or anything else. Just leave it. Whatever it does, it does. Okay, let's go check on Claude. Okay. So now we have the new rule set navigator. So I'm gonna copy or open in Explorer. Oh no. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna double click, and now we should have. It's certainly not for me to be able to figure out because I have no idea what any of this stuff means. Okay, there's our barbarian. And I just, so we take this image and we drop it into here. And it's just going to make it into a WebP. Okay. Okay. And so now we have WebP, and I need to change the name. Barbarian 2, because I don't want it to conflict with anything. And then I take this and I'm going to update the website. Let's see here. Here, Barbarian class art. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just go into my downloads and grab it right there. It's already in WebP. Save this art. It now replaces it. Now I'm going to shrink it down. Oops. Not sure why it's having a problem here. Let's close it. Let's close it and try again here. There we go. It really doesn't want to do that. Okay. So there's our Barbarian class art. What's the next one? Next one's going to be Bard. Oh, I already have Bard is not going to be a problem. I have lots of Bard. So let me go and yeah, this is going to be my Bard. Or this one. I think that one. So let me where okay. So these are my let me just look through because I have a lot of her. She's my main character. So there's this one. Nope, that's an NPC. Ah, damn it, I keep closing it. I do see her, but I'm going to use this one for Monk. It's already there's already a name. Okay, hang on. Oh my god, come on. It's already a yeah. Monk 2. I think this is I think I'd go with this one. Why is it having a hard time? What the heck is going on here? It says skipped. Why? Because maybe it already exists. Maybe that's why. It's probably why. Right there. That's why. Okay. Now it makes sense. Okay, Bard. Bard 020. Okay, there we go. Bard class art. Drag it in there. Save it. I got too much going on and it's really making everything go slow. Okay. That's the issue though, is I don't have the art. So I can't do apples to apples comparison. But I can leave this. I'll leave these things over there. And so I'm just not going to have them here. So that means I have to go to Fantasy Grounds Unity here. Images. Chapter 2, Chapter 3 classes. Okay. Copy. And then from downloads, that's not downloads. Oh, right here. Copy. Refresh. There they are. Okay, so we're going to go to where are we over there? Game rule information. So there's that. And then we go Barbarian. There's the Barbarian. I'm going to make it smaller. Class skills. Class features. Tables. X barbarians. Half orc barbarian starting packages. Next. Bard. Unlock. Down, down, down. Oh, so that is, so I do have them already. Interesting, because those are different than these. Okay, so I must have done this before. That's actually a good one too. So I'm happy with that. Okay. I didn't know I did these. It must have been left over from a long attempt. Okay, so this is class features. And I'm going to give it an example. I'm going to do this. So I'm going to come up here, make sure it's unlocked. Unlock. Come back down here. So the way I would format this, just so it's easier to see, is where this is italic and it has a colon. I would want to control B that. Control B. Control B. It's actually faster for me just to do it myself here. That way it stands out to the player, so it's easier for them to like scan it and go, oh, there. Like italics is okay, but it needs a little bit more help. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to show it that I did it. I did it for you to show. Please carry that formatting forward and backwards. This allows the player to more easily spot it. Okay. All right. Continue on with chapter 3. Xbard's GNOME Bard starting package. This is Cleric. And I want to make it probably a little bit smaller, just maybe a little bit too big. And I already showed it how to see that one. These ones aren't even in italics. Druid. The thing is, I did not choose, just like I did on the Barbarian, I did not choose gender, race, color, hair. I did not choose anything. I literally just was like a druid from a TTRPG, AD&D 3.5. I always say that because, like, you know, some of the later druids might be fairies or pixies or some stupid thing, and I'm just like, no, 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 no. No. Get the hell out of here with your pixies. I think it's fine. Like, this is so much data, it's like overwhelming. This is why I need AI to do it. It's just too much. So like these I would want bolded, so it's gonna have to come through and do it, which I just told it to. Fighter. I think the sorcerer, if I remember right, is male. Monk. Now I was gonna use that gnome. Remember that? Okay, yeah. Also, hold on. Actually, let me do it this way. Okay. Am I gonna go back and make a gnome one? No. Okay, that was monks. Paladin. Again, I think it's just a little bit too big. Let's pull it down a little bit. See, again, female. ChatGPT just does that. And also, let me unlock it. And I'll just fix this one myself. Other classes should be on its own line. Other classes should be on line, and role should be on its own line. Everywhere you see a word with a colon after it, with a capital first letter, that should be on its own line. And this is a word wrap error. Okay. Chapter 4 skills. I'm not clicking on things that go to like other things. Here's a table for Paladin. So that looks like a mess until you stretch it out, and then you can see that it's actually fine. X Paladins. Look for broken paragraphs. Paladin's mount. I think this might be. See, it has a link here. So it's like a variant rule or something. Okay, going to here. Ranger. See, here's a male ranger. There's a venture that I'm working on. I'm building here. I mean, I'm converting. It's a store-bought one, and I have it too. I mean, I have it through Fantasy Grounds. It is the Night Below or the Dark Below. My library. I think it was originally like a 2E or 1E adventure. There it is, Night Below. This one. Classic. I think I just saw it for a second ago. It said 2E. Classic 2E. Read more. First, it's a first through 10th level. It's a campaign. So I'm converting this and updating it for use with 3.5. Right here. 1E, 2E right there. So this let's see here. Oh, and there it is right there. So I did this image. Let's see if it's still in my downloads. And what I did was I just literally made a frame around it, copied it, pulled it into ChatGPT, and asked it to right here. Is it right here? Ambushed, and said, reimagine this. Like I used the word reimagine. Reimagine this image for a fantasy TTRPG image, right? So that is this. So it captures most of it. It's not a 1-for-1 exact. It tries. There's enough differences, but I mean, it's pretty much that's the image. So that's what you do is, and then I just update the graphics to like modern graphics. And so people would say, look, this is the classic style. This is, you know, the pencil sketch, and you know, this artist got paid a lot of money to do this, and you're just, and I say, I don't care. You're not going to convince me not to do it. So Okay, so where were we next? Like I don't like don't use my like don't use my stuff. Like don't play with me. That's your out. Otherwise, up yours. You know, I don't care. Like I literally could not care less what you think. There's a lot of people that just hate AI to the point where they'll just never get involved with it at all. And to you, my daughter's actually one of them. She's well, my oldest. She's very anti. I said, well, then don't go through any of my stuff. Like don't look at any of my stuff. Oh, sorcerer. I don't have a sorcerer. Okay, so there you go. So we got to do a sorcerer. And you'll see firsthand here because we're going to do it. So I'm going to go to there we go. Okay. Okay. Now, because you do sorcerer, it's probably going to lean towards male because sorceress is commonly what you call a female sorcerer. And while that's rendering out, I'm going to go dump my now melted soda. All the ice is melted, and refinish this, and I'll be right back. Oh, no, my daughter's awesome, and she's just so talented. She's a very talented artist, and she's also a brilliant, like off the scale brilliant writer. So she freaking hates AI because she puts so much effort into her like M dashes. She hates AI because it uses M dashes, and she's been using them since she was like 6 years old correctly. And AI uses M dashes with everything, so it makes people feel as if, or people that read her stuff think that she's using AI. So she freaking hates it. Is it like the same person? It is. Okay. So there we go. There was our sorcerer. So I'm going to download this. Here, hold on. We'll just go ahead and do this one. I'm going to drag it. Hold on. Rename it first. So she just gets so frustrated. But I'm like, so what? I'm gonna keep using it. So I like making music and art with it. I don't write with it, but I, do this kind of stuff. Okay, so this is. I always call it 2 because I know that there's one buried somewhere. Okay, so it's gonna convert, and I'm gonna go get my soda refreshed. Alrighty. Where are we? Yeah. So sorcerer, WebP, and then I'm gonna find the Fantasy Grounds folder, which is gonna be here. And I'm going to dump that, not dump, but move that, copy that over there, come back here, hit the refresh button. There it is. Make a character record, pull this down, make it go big, make it lock. And now I have to add an image slot for it. Now I could be alternating back and forth with, side images, but I don't think I do that. Like I did with the classes, like put it over here and then it's just, and this needs to be bolded. Like, I don't know what, hang on. I think I'm just going to stop. Well, no, let's familiars. So, okay. Yeah, we could do that real quick. Where's here? And we go this. All right. I need an image that would depict no, let's do a 16 by 9. Okay. Familiars. Think about ChatGPT. If you specify, large boobies and cleavage and all that, if you specified this, it would say no, or this, no, you pervert, no, blocked, content policy violation. But if you just say, a pretty bard, a pretty female bard, it'll do that. It's like it doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason for what it does. Dang it! I don't want to wait till Friday. I need my pencils. What if my daughter has any that she can let me borrow? I might raid my older daughter's. See, that's a cool freaking image. This is what I mean. ChatGPT is and this is only 2026. I mean, can you imagine? Just give it a couple years. Every model, it's getting better. Look at how beautiful that is. It's just incredible. It blows my mind. It really does. Familiars? Drag it into the converter machine. You'll spit out a WebP. The WebP, like if you look at, so for example, SourceWord was 2.005 megabytes. The WebP is 1.32 megabytes. So it's just, it's, significantly smaller. And then I'm going to copy and we're going to put it in here, paste, hit the refresh button here. There's the familiars right there. Come in here, And I'm going to create an image, and I'm going to drop it or drag it to the top. And then I'm going to open, create map record, drop this down, make it big, lock it up, drag it over here, lock this. I think I spelled familiar wrong. In fact, why don't I just not risk it? Familiar. No, I think it's right. Famil IARS. Right? Help me out here. Familiars, right? Yeah, familiars. I had it right. It's one of those things I stare at it and I go, wait, that doesn't look right. I was right. Okay, so we can leave it. Okay. I'll lock it up. What is next? Oops. Game. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my website. My nose is itchy today. Sorry. Okay, here's the rule. Here's the website. I'm still on Bard because I cleric, monk, paladin, sorcerer, wizard. We didn't. Wait. Oh, it's the familiars for the magic dudes. Familiars. It's under sorcerer. Let me ask the AI though. Okay. I have no idea if it should be under the same category as sorcerers or if it's just magic users in general. Because like wizards get familiars too, right? So why wouldn't it be like its own thing? So take this page and just make it like a sub chapter called familiars. So, anyways, wizard. Yep, perfectly fine. Little gnome wizard dude. Again with this stuff. But I already told it to fix that, so I'm not gonna go back and tell it again. What else is after wizard? That was it, right? Okay. Experience levels. So let me level advancement art. Level advancement art. I think I had some. I could probably reuse the chapter 2 art. Yeah, see, here's where all that stuff is. It's here. This one right here, level up. So I will level advance. I think I'll put it here. I'll just reuse it because it's kind of it's a reuse. It really is. We don't need to have like an individual piece of art for everything, but I will. Now I'm gonna see. I have to go through. I have to go through the website and update it. I have to do all the art there too. I originally was doing it at the same time, but multi-class characters. Multi-class character art. So I don't have any art for multi-class characters. At least not that I remember. Okay, see what it comes up with. And then I think we're getting so close to the end there, you know. I'm just scrolling through the web page because the web page will have a placer. Let me show you. So it just has, you know, an empty thing here. It says multi-class character art. So when I download it, but like going up to familiars, which was level advancement art. So we have this. See if I can find something. So I don't know. Like I don't know. See, I'll have to like pull it out of the Fantasy Grounds. Cool. So there we go. We have multi-class, and then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to call it multi-class. And I'm going to drop it into my converter. Level advancement art. So the level advancement art would be under chapter 2. No, chapter 1. I made that mistake last time. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to plop it down in the downloads. And then I'm going to rename it level up. Then I'm going to drag it over here and save it. Then I'm going to shrink it down. Save size. There we go. And then this was for wizard. We're back to that again. So I have to work on both simultaneously. Multi-class characters, unlock, create art, bring it up, or a box for art. By now it's done. I need to find chapter 1, switch back to chapter 3, find the image from downloads up here. It's going to be this one. Copy, paste it in here, come back here, hit the refresh. Chapter 3. Multi-class, create record. Right there. Advancing a level. Check it versus the website. Level up. Multi-class character art. Yep, that's the one. Oh, yeah, I can do that actually because we have it. So hold on. Okay. Save as art. Save size. Okay, done. Scrolling down. Level advancement. How the multi-class works. And that's it for chapter 3. So I'm going to now, well, it's always a good idea to hit save even though it automatically saves. And now I'm going to exit. And I'm going to press go. Let it fix. Oh, while it's doing that, I'm going to go heat up my coffee one more time. What else? I'm going to close Maelstrom. Don't need that open. I'm going to close Paint. Don't need that open. That was for my logo for this YouTube stream. Check in on to see how this is going. Okay, so that was, all right, so cool. All right, now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say, I have updated the reference website with insights into extension development. Please cross-reference versus the extensions you have made. Okay, be right back. All right, let's see what I had to say. Oh, it's still thinking. Okay, typical Claude burns through all your tokens just thinking. Thinking. All right, how are we doing on this? I'll treat this as a Chapter 3 cleanup pass. Formatting, consistency, abbreviation, presentation, image record, category alignment, and source for familiars placement question. First, I'm checking whether FGU is still running before it is not. Okay, it's not running, so the campaign, again, you have to save and exit and then tell, okay, because you'll lose all your work. Backup is in place. Always important to have backups. I'm checking how the rendered pages are represented XML now. The page images are embedded as image blocks, not link style image records. So the link validator cannot see them the same way it sees table links. I'm now checking, okay. I found one actual wrong art link to the level advancement page pointing at chapter 1. Hold on, stop. Cool. That's one of those that's one of those examples when not giving it full access or not giving it bypass permissions is of value. But thankfully I'm sitting here and I see the thinking where it says I found one actual wrong art link, that level up image, which works with chapter three's part about leveling up as well. It's a useful it. You don't need to have two images cluttering up your system, right? So I just reused the same one, and it before it had a chance to like try to fix it, I just said no, I actually intended that. So if you read what it's thinking, um, you're good. Okay, backup is done. The edits I'm applying now, and then we'll have to just go back and see did we this. I don't know. This image to me is hot as hell. I don't know why. I mean, we all know why, but I mean, it's just. I mean, ChatGPT really outdone itself. And you know what you can do on stuff like this? Because right now, Grok is kick. Okay, here's the thing with Grok. It's low resolution. It's 720p. So if I take this image and I drop it in here, and do video, and I go, this was it. She's like a druid, you'd think, or I don't know what she is in the module. This ranger, because I mean, okay, this daughter of the forest with her two wolves sits against a mighty tree, watching the players as watching the adventurers as they approach. No talking. Okay. And hit enter. Submit. Now it's going to make an image, a video out of that, and we'll check it out in a bit. It's pretty quick. It goes fast. Like, see, it's 16% already. Now, if I want to blow through Kling, and we'll just see like the difference. So the Kling's being slow today. Like I said, because I have OBS Studio streaming to the YouTube. I have Claude and Codex running, doing stuff. They're not just sitting there idle. They're doing stuff. So I'm going to use the latest model. Oh, what happened? What the hell, Kling? Why did it log me out? I freaking hate when I get logged out of shit. Why does it say sign in? Oh, no, okay, it logged me in there. What is all this? Notifications, interactive messages. I'm gonna have to. I already. Yeah, I'm canceling anyway. I freaking pisses me off. Try again. And I'm gonna do 4K. So it had the same response I did. Um, both use the familiar rules. Like, why not just keep it together? Yeah, everything's so slow. Like, come on, Claude, what are you doing? Okay, let's see what it says. So I said, I've updated the reference website with insights into extension development. Please cross-reference versus the extensions you have made. I have read the updated extensions development insights and check against my extensions against them. Let me find the new content. The docs nearly tripled in size with the new developer guide. Useful findings already. Two things jump out about my extensions versus documented formatting. Let me verify against a known good installed extension before concluding. Confirmed against 3 working extensions, and I found real discrepancies. Let me see my 2 extensions exact. Okay. I found 2 real format discrepancies in both my extensions versus whatever. Root version attribute is wrong and potentially impactful. The doc says the root version is the FG format version and can affect the behavior of certain interface elements for backward compatibility. Okay. CCW root parses as likely runs in legacy UI compat mode. Crit damage root. Okay. This is a strong candidate for some of the weird CCW UI behavior we fought. Anchoring, rendering quirks, the extension's own version belongs. Okay. Rule set should be okay. Also, best practices, the crit damage overrides global script function. The doc says they prefer Windows template merging over overriding globals. There's no window template path for damage hook. So the save original. I'm gonna put my my desk up. I feel like standing. If you guys don't mind. You gotta look at my crotch here for a second while it goes up. Okay, so crit damage is corrected and repackaged. Now the character creation wizard. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Also, extensions before or in the menu where FGU is launched have type where ours are not labeled by type. I think they would be called feature. Okay. And then I'll move that over there. Okay, we got these in there. And then I'm going to go back here. We're going to see this in a second. There we go. Oh, we got some people walking up here. There's way too many people. That's no. I'm going to get. See, this is what Grok doesn't get. Okay. She's there watching the adventurers as they approach. How can she be watching with her back turned? This is like the AI logic, right? It never gets it right. But anyways, I'm going to use most of this, and I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to actually remove that part. I'm going to put a period there. I can't type nearly as good as when I'm standing, but anyway. And then this little thing right down here is a all right. So done. Familiars now comes with a wizard section after the wizard section, which makes sense to me. Chapter 3 missing link 0, chapter 3 missing bitmap file 0. Okay. Yeah, let me go back and we'll check it. Okay, so over here, Claude is saying that my point about the where it says feature versus like extent. Well, I'll come. I think like feature, extension, theme, or I don't know what the different categories are. So let's load that up. Yeah, so well, I don't know if I want to do that right now. Let's wait till it's done because I want to load it up. I'm going to load up and we can check it out too. Okay, so you have to put what it is with a colon and then the thing. So you have to put. Okay, so all right, so it says I'm ready to test. So we can do both things at once, right? So I drink like coffee all day, and while I'm drinking this, I'm also drinking Diet 7-Up all day. And in the coffee, it's like fake sugar. And of all the sodas, only Diet 7-Up doesn't, for me, have the strong aftertaste because the lemon lime just kind of covers it. So there we go. Critical damage options. Now it says feature instead of none. We have them both checked. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. We're going to look for console errors when we load in to see if any exist. I think it should be fine. That's usually like the first sign is like, are there console errors? No, okay. Then you can go on to other things. Now, I also own, I don't know if I have it installed though, but I own a license for Foundry. And one of the things the reasons I never used it was that it was so complicated to use. But I think with AI, I think I can basically point at it and say, go make it work. All right. Anyways, so I'm going to go to options and I'm going to go down to, let's see if we could figure out where it put it. I'll scroll to the bottom first. It's character wizard. House rules. Attack critical confirm. Attack funnel crit tables. Oh, right here. Okay, so I have to tell it. Um, But anyways, here it is right here. Standard roll dice, multiple final total, standard dice roll. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to be. Critical confirm on. That's normal though. Oh, also, okay. All right, anyways, let's real quick well, yeah, let me combat tracker. Let's grab an NPC. Oh, I don't have any monsters because I don't have the monster manual loaded. So I can't do anything. I don't have any characters either, I don't think. All right, we'll have to test it another day. All right, so go back to chapter 3. I'm going to start here. Those all look good. Yeah, everything's organized better now. Okay. Let's see here. Wizard. No, you still have familiars. You didn't do it. It was... All right, hold on. Here's how you... Multi-class characters. See, so new subchapter here. Or... Yeah, I think new subchapter. And then we'll call it familiars. And then new page. We're going to call it familiars. And then you come up to familiars and you copy this record. You go back to familiars and you paste it. And then you come back up to familiars here and you just remove it. And now you have this correct. And then you just, yeah, you didn't do a good job. Also here, I'm going to put in there Okay. I'm going to continue to look here though. I really, my complaint, see stuff like this. No. Okay. I yelled at it because like all of this should be, and this looks like a broken, like 100% of the time, not some of the time, 100% of the time, it should be this way. Okay, I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to submit. All right, I'm going to go use a little boy's room. I'll be back. how are we doing? Footnote nesting is repaired. I'm validating again. One footnote formatting. Tag. Bulk pass. So in 3.5e, double depends on the weapon. Multiply total honors each weapon's real multiplier. Okay. Okay. So what we want is we want multiply total. That's what we want. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. That's what we want. All right. So I can't test it until I load all 3 books. Because I have to have NPCs and stuff. We can go look at our art, our video. Did I close the window? I might have. Oh, here's Kling. Still going. See, it's so slow. I don't understand why. All right, let's go back to Grok and see. Yeah, we gave up on Grok because Grok was just being stupid. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. I said no talking. You literally just made me waste my freaking credits. Why is she talking? I freaking... Right there, it says no talking. Why is she talking? What? Hang on. I don't hear any talking, though, but her lips are moving. It drives me nuts, people. It drives me nuts. See, everything is super slow today. How's it? Holy crap! Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream. It's just too much for my computer. All my frames are dropping. 16%